Gibby, it's going to be a fun night.
It's going to be a fun night.
You ready to push that envelope a little bit?
I am going to push the envelope tonight. Let's go.
Woo!
Why don't you push that one that's full of cash my way?
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, the big thick one. You can push that my way, buddy.
Indiana, baby.
That's right, Indiana.
Live from the Justin Livestream Network studios, Scrib and Gib.
We say it every week, but Brinkman's basement.
Yes. I mean, where are we today, Brinkman?
We are in the Lindis Podcast Studios in Brinkman's basement.
Love it.
I was just... Yeah, we're going to save that for later. I got a couple good comments. And we're not going to pick on anybody today.
We're not going to pick any. Last week, we apologize, folks. We might have ripped on each other a little bit long, but I actually appreciate that.
I didn't rip on anybody. I'm just going to say that right now.
You had a lot of stuff was faced your way.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, it was Pick on Andy Day.
It was not Pick on Andy Day. It's just some of the days that you just invite us over and you need your friends for the day, and we're here. And
it's more like you only pick on me on days that end in Y.
Exactly.
Good point.
Speaking of why, let's go to Cedar Lake Speedway.
Yeah, what do you got? I mean, what is a big race to the finish now?
Well, I think it has to be that the matchups are set for the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship games. Wow. So in both divisions, we have the 1 versus 2.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's...
and some shakeups.
You know,
yeah.
So my son, Cooper, is a diehard Patriots fan. Like, diehard.
Okay. Oh,
he watched every game last year.
Oh, so he is a diehard.
He's diehard.
Yep.
And he's pretty excited.
Oh, he should
Did
be.
he bet on the team knowing they're going to be
He
this
doesn't
good?
bet on the team.
I tell you what.
He loves watching the team when they do good.
Well, how about Bo and Nix? I mean, if you're a Denver fan, oh my goodness. And he did it kneeling.
Did you see which quarterback was it? Dilfer?
Trent?
Yeah, what he was trolling. Was it the Patriots? Because which team came in with a backup quarterback and they beat him?
Oh yeah. It was the quarterback. It was the guy that. Oh gosh,
yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. No, he ended up he signed for a lot of money with the Eagles.
Foles.
Yeah, and he was the backup that year.
Yeah.
He trolled him. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Funny.
And he came back and beat him with the Eagles. And
yeah.
So he said, "Don't worry, backup quarterbacks generally do." Because Jake Stidham. Is gonna Jarrett Stidham. Sorry, Stidham's gonna quarterback obviously for the Denver Broncos,
which is a former Patriot.
Yes, he was drafted by them.
Yep, yeah. to be the Tom Brady replacement technically, and Stidham's I'm not going to say he's a stud NFL player, but he had a good college career, and I think somebody said 6 starts, I think, in the NFL, 1 and 5. But it's different when you're with a team like that. So
hopefully it's a good game, right? That's all we ask.
Oh, and Peyton will have them all.
Yeah, and somebody said Sean Payton had made a comment that he has 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league. Yeah. This was prior to any of this.
Okay.
So
we're going to find out.
Yeah, he's high on Stidham apparently. So
race to the finish.
Race to the finish.
Sorry,
and then on the NFC side of the deal.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me that, I was just sitting there when Caleb Williams ran 20 yards backwards, turned and just chucked the freaking ball.
No way.
Falling backwards,
getting hit. I'm just like,
not on his plant foot.
No. It's unbelievable how strong his arm is.
But I was like, it's just interception.
Freak.
Or whatever. And then it goes, the guy's wide open, and, I don't know, push off or whatever. They said they were both kind of battling
they were hand
for it.
battling. That's fine.
But I'm like, are you kidding me again?
Right.
This was going to happen again?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy smokes, what craziness is that?
Yeah. But anyways, what a game. I mean, it was an awesome game.
Yeah.
But
the playoffs in the NFL have been pretty good so far.
So let's pick this
Very
one.
good.
And I haven't watched much football this year.
Very good. Well, because you only watch if the Vikings are winning. That's the only time you watch.
I don't even watch when the Vikings are winning. I just
it doesn't happen.
Take
very
the
often.
highlights.
Doesn't
play them back for you guys.
I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't take a lot to look at the highlights.
Let's pick who's winning. Who's in the Super Bowl, Brinkman?
I don't know how you go against Denver and because of the quarterback situation. I'm going to go New England and Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my pick. Seattle and
that's who
New
I was
England.
going to pick actually.
So I can't pick that.
Yeah,
I gotta go against it. So
no, we don't want you to pick what we pick because you are never right. So I don't want you to
pick
pick
the opposite.
Something else, would you?
We got to go to the casino tonight. Pick the opposite.
And what?
Yeah, I will go with Denver. I think their defense could step up to the challenge, and Stidham, I think, could do a good job. So I'm going to go them and Seattle. Why not?
So not really
Seattle's tough.
Not really the opposite, but.
Oh, do you want me to go both teams?
No, I don't care what you do. I'm just go with your heart.
I would say that.
I think the one thing.
I'll go with it because I do think the Rams are tough, and I think that Stafford's going to bring his experience in, and he's going to spin the rock, and the receivers are there, and the defense is good. They went on Chicago on the road, so that's fine. I will go with the opposites.
I think regardless the Bo Nix thing, I honestly. I think the Broncos are a really, really good team. Obviously, the defense is led, partially by Jim Leonard. But I honestly, I would have went New England either way. Drake May is phenomenal.
He's playing pretty well,
and their defense is tough too.
Yeah.
Their defense is
unbelievable.
They're so good. They're so good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a comeback because he had it going fine when they fired him at the Titans.
Well, no, that's what I mean. If Vrabel come back to New England to turn their team around.
So think about this. Vrabel, we talked about this last night. At one time, the Tennessee Titans had Vrabel as their head coach.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown as their receiver. They traded him. They got rid of Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Welcome to 3-13, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, sometimes you get what you want.
I want to skip, though, since we're right there at the NFL. Let's just skip down a little bit, boys, to go to the Gibby's Lanes gutter ball of the week.
Yeah, because we're talking about the NFL.
Correct. And I know Brinkman normally brings this up, everyone. He is too shy today. He's sad. He's crying. Because the Gibby's Lane gutter ball of the week, it goes back to the Vikings. They gave up on Sam Darnold. They didn't really need him. We don't need him. I mean, they didn't need Daniel Jones. They didn't need Sam Darnold. They had J.J. the doll McCarthy because he likes to get hurt a lot. He's a China doll. It's okay.
Okay, well, they offered them both contracts. They did offer them both contracts. And
so what's your thought on it? Give it to us.
But why didn't they?
Well, first of all, Daniel Jones flat out, when he signed with Indianapolis, he goes, I believe I can be the starter here.
I get that.
Okay. Darnold, the Vikings offered him $20 million to come back and be a mentor. He took the $33 million a year. Now, it turns out, too, that Sam Darnold's contract, the way it was written, it was 3 years, $100 million. It can be, if he hit certain parameters this year, which he obviously did, it gets tore up. He's a free agent again this year, it sounds like. So that's going to be interesting to see what it takes to keep him in Seattle.
But gutter ball.
But the gutter ball is the point that Sam Darnold, from the Jets came here to the Vikings and did a great job last year. And everybody's like, well, can't win in the playoffs. It's like, well, is he the only guy that didn't? I mean, here's the deal. Where does J.J. Jefferson play for the Vikings? Because I didn't hear him this year. I mean, this is the point. Like, Where was he in the playoffs last year? My point was, where was he this year? And at the end of the day, was it the last game? I'm asking you, was that all Sam Darnold? Yeah, I mean, I get everybody blitzed him, but maybe it's the game plan, maybe it's the line. But the point I have is, okay, he goes to a whole different team, a brand new coach, new offense, leads him to the number 1 seed.
Well, I think, again, it goes back to the problem that the Minnesota Vikings have had the last 3 years. It's their offensive line. That's why they spent, $200 million on players for this, and now one of those guys obviously is done with concussions.
I don't know who that is. I didn't hear that.
Ryan Kelly, the center that they got, 4-time Pro Bowl. I mean, he only played 5 games this year because he missed the rest of them with concussions.
That's too bad.
I mean, he got 3 concussions this year, like his 4th, 5th, and 6th of his career. He needs to be done. Will Fries, the other guy that they signed from Indianapolis, had a great season. Jackson was probably the best rookie offensive lineman in the NFL this year. He gave up 2 sacks and 5 quarterback pressures in the 13 games he started. He missed a couple because he was hurt. But the biggest thing really for the Vikings is Darisaw. And I'm telling you what.
He's number 1 paid tackle, right?
Number 1 paid left tackle in the NFL. He was all pro. And then he tears his ACL. And there's something about these offensive linemen. And I go back to it because I really believe this. The same thing that happened to David Bakhtiari, the same thing that's happened to a bunch of them. I think it has to do something with the fact that when they come up to block, they're going backwards, and they're obviously not rebuilding that enough when they're going through rehab because I think.
Do you want to demonstrate that for us once?
I'm scared that Darisaw is Bakhtiari 2.0 because of this problem, and he's due a lot of money. So
I just want to be very clear here on Moose. The Gibby's Line gutter ball of the week. It's the Vikings. So
I know for like the 7th time this year.
Well, do better. Okay. I'm just saying. I mean, come on.
Some people would argue that the gutter ball of the week would be the Packers re-signing our head coach, Matt LaFleur.
I mean, I think that's a fair statement too, right? I mean, that's a tough one. Clearly, the players are behind him. That is what you've heard 100%. So I think for management, I mean, would you like to be the Bills right now, getting rid of McDermott?
I know.
I mean,
is he a bad call away from being? I mean, he's in the AFC Championship game. If that's called
I know,
down,
and then it's also like
there's no way that was an interception.
How about the pressure, right, to be a coach? Like it's just it's the carrot.
But then it's like, oh, by the way, I've only have gotten beaten by Andy Reid and the Chiefs how many times?
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, like a little bit is like jeepers. It's not like it's not like they've gotten to the playoffs and got smoked by a horrible team every year.
I know. And this year, okay, yes, they have 2 very good pass catching tight ends, but they went into Sunday's game with 3 receivers.
They don't have great receivers. They just don't.
But they're down to 3 of them because of injuries. They put in the last month they put 5 guys on IR that were receivers. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
and
they took him to the wire, and it came down to a bad call. So.
And I think what'll be interesting. This is the epitome of the NFL and even the coaching circle in all sports. Right? Is hey, you're only as good as your last game. So he's out. But remember what's coming. You don't know. My point is, they go hire Tomlin or the next up-and-comer. Well, you don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Moose. Enough NFL. I know you are excited to get to the JLS Egg Minute of the week. What do you got, big dog?
We got some discussion here. Moosey.
Where do you guys want to start?
Well, I want you to start because you're leading this charge.
We kind of started when we were off air.
Like, what do you got?
This is like Academy Award
let's have Gibby start it. So what were we talking about, Gibby?
Well, I just said that, it sounded like the markets didn't do the greatest this today, and it sounded like they were a little bit down, and the Trump stuff is, and all the shit stuff's going on over stuff's going on over in Minneapolis.
Somebody's portfolio took a dip today.
No, there's a lot going on right now.
There's a lot of people
movements
with everything. And,
yes.
We want to get into the GLS Egg Minute. This might be more than egg, I think, this week, just because
I think it's a good minute.
We could change it to the JLS AG Attorney General Minute because they just subpoenaed the top leadership of the state of Minnesota this afternoon. So we can get into that too.
Good.
Well, they did.
Hey, let's take the cover off.
Well, here we go, everybody. Here we go.
I think Gibby wants to rip Gibby wants to rip the Band-Aid off, but I think, to your point, there's just a lot going on in the world. Stock market went down. I know you were bringing up, and you can touch on all the insurance rates are going up. It's just a very volatile time right now.
I read something today when it was the stock market was up, and because I have some money in coins, right, as well. And, when you start looking at everything,
pennies
on silver.
No, I still have Bitcoin. I still have some of the altcoins.
How many Bitcoins do you have? Do you have a couple full?
I wish.
Have you been holding on this?
Yeah.
You're like this.
Let's talk about
millionaire. We should.
He's a billionaire.
No.
Anyhow,
but they were talking about the markets, right? When the market is up and gold and silver is up.
Yep.
That's not good when they're up together. Typically, there's always reverse. Now we do have the ag market, which is down, and typically the ag market is down, then the stock market is up, and they kind of flip flop a little bit. So that's a natural reoccurring thing. So. Just talking about markets as a whole, right? So if the stock market starts dipping, silver, I think that slipped a little bit today as well. I was looking at some silver futures because I was almost pulled the trigger on a couple.
Okay.
But I didn't. So it's just one of those where it's interesting how when you start reading into articles about how everything works together and what, like red flags, green flags, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
weird times
I like
right
red,
now.
white, and blue flags.
Yeah, there's that.
USA.
Yeah.
USA.
Yeah, and I just think, you're talking about the market reacting to some of the stuff that's going on nationally and locally. You did talk about it. The Attorney General over there in the city, subpoena Walls and Fry.
Wow,
and all those guys.
And the Attorney General.
It's just kind of crazy what's going on, and I think what we live in the United States is if it's not happening in our neighborhood, a lot of people, because we're all working doing our thing, we just forget about it.
Yeah, or choose not to bring it into our life.
That's called NIMBY.
Well, we can live in our own little world.
It's not my backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's a good thing it's not NIMBY, not in my basement. Because we are now.
Right.
But I think what's interesting about all that stuff that's going on, what you got going across the river there is crazy.
It is nuts.
I'm a person that the person should never have died. I don't care what anybody says. You don't need to lose a life.
I agree.
But where I always struggle with, follow the rules. I mean, I talked the last time I was coming back from my trip to Dubuque. I got pulled over. I mean,
you get pulled over. You get pulled over a lot because you and I were on the phone the other day, and you got pulled over.
This is the time.
When you got pulled over.
But here's the deal: I had no problem. The guy came up. The gentleman asked for my license, gave it to him, asked me what I was doing. I said I was speeding.
I was talking to Gibby.
Well, I didn't. He would have probably
threw me on the ground. Podcast. That's what we were talking about.
He probably would have threw me on the ground there and beat me like a redheaded stepchild if I said that. But my point.
No offense to all you redheads.
But my point is, I just listened to him and followed his. What he asked me to do, I did.
It's funny how that works, right?
And I think that's the thing that we're missing here.
There's just
on both sides.
There's just so many. Boy, I didn't plan on getting into this. There's just so many things that are driving me nuts, and this is. Hold on, I gotta switch this. This is beyond the ag minute. Ag minute, guys. Insurance rates are going up, market's down, prices are going up. Everything's just off right now in the world. I feel like
we'll figure
it. That's the ag minute.
Yeah.
Here's my.
We don't want to get into Brinkman's milking the cow.
No, we're not going to get into
not yet. We're going to save that one for the crescendo.
Because remember, I feel like it was only
Yes, you're right. I don't like anybody seeing you lose their life. But they also put themselves there. Well, they also are antagonizing. And what really crossed the line then is when they're going into a church, interrupting a church service, protesting because it's private property or because it's public property or private, whatever it is, right?
Just
and
so
I'm
many
like,
things
wait a second here. We have so many things that are just out of line. And I want to be open-minded, but it keeps me closed-minded when there's just so many things that are off about one side more than the other. And I'm not saying that there isn't on both sides, but it just really is tough to wrap your head around stuff.
Yeah. And I know I'll take some heat for this, but I do think that for a while we have been getting away from what I always like to call the nature of a human, right? Like when I say about this, we're driven to be successful. I really do. I think when we're young, when you ask kids what they want to be a firefighter, they want to be a lawyer, they want to do this, they want to do that.
Successful in their mind,
successful
not just
in
monetary,
their mind, right?
Like
yes,
you go be a fireman.
Well, they don't even know what they're going to make.
No,
they just want to do it because they want to be successful.
Exactly. They want to do that, and they have that's what they look up to.
And we do that, and we also look up to authorities. We look up to our parents, right? And I'm going to go back to this. The people that struggle the most, and you can look at this, and I'm not making this stat up, are the ones that come from homes that don't have two supportive individuals. I will say that, right? Doesn't have to be a husband and a wife. I don't want to get into that, but just a supportive people, right? And they struggle. Single moms, single dads. You look at that type of thing, and the problems that they have with that culture is difficult. and we're not going to fix that. That needs to fix itself.
I've said this for many, many years. If you want to get out of your own stereotype, step out.
It takes a lot. What do you got to do?
Right. Like if you're born into that, step out. Right. Like and I don't want to. I mean, people listen to this and be like, "Oh, I'm not privileged." My parents.
Yeah, privileged. Come on.
I know. Like if
it pisses me off.
I could have chosen to do nothing in my life. Yeah. I didn't.
That was a choice. That was a physical, that was my choice mental to go.
And I started this at 19 when my oldest was born, so I had to figure something out, right? Yeah. So that's what you do, and it's that I just can't stand. I know, and now we're getting really deep. I know because you brought it up earlier. I know what I pay for taxes in a year, and then I listen to all this fraud, and I listen to everything we're sending out. Like I read an article today, and it was solely based on paying taxes. And they're like, people who don't mind paying taxes want to withhold their taxes this year just because. Why? what am I gaining by paying it? If I pay my taxes, I get roads. I get, I get. I believe in there's certain programs that are there for the greater good, like it's daycare assistance or EBT cards. I believe that they're there to get off of programs, not lifelong programs.
Exactly.
They're there to help you and boost you when you need it, right? And so I just get so frustrated that I look at what I pay for taxes and I'm going, wait a second. To what? To watch Somalians drive BMWs? I just talked to a client and he's like, he works downtown, right? He works for a big builder down there. Mm-hmm. Hold on one second.
What the hell's up over here?
He works for a big
I want to
builder.
listen to this. This is good.
He works for a big builder. And he said he knows right where the mosques are, the Somalians. He's like, I've always got along with Somalians. He's like, it's nothing against them, right? But he goes, I called this about 3 years ago. They built this new mosque, and he's like, they bought this building, and he knows, because he works for this builder, he knows all these buildings all around Minneapolis. He goes, the first time they show up, he's like, we drove by, and he goes, it's BMWs, Audis, all these fancy cars. He's like, every one of them. And he goes, something's off here. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And then this all starts coming out because he lives in Wisconsin, works in Minneapolis. He has to pay Minnesota taxes.
Yeah, you do.
And he goes, that's my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I've always liked Somalians. I've always gotten along with them. He's like, now I'm starting to get pissed off.
Well, and at the end of the day, we can say what we want to, and people are going to make whatever narrative they want to make. But we are, if you, like we talked about this, right? Like if you're here and you're working on a crew, and let's say it's a roofing crew, right? So we've got, obviously we have Mexicans that work on a crew, right? Just do it the right way. Fill out the right paperwork. Pay your taxes. Pay your fair share of taxes. That's all we're asking.
I know it.
That this isn't unfair. And the fact of the matter that we want to say, well, these people can own restaurants and don't pay taxes for 7 years. Zero. Get rid of it. How is that fair? Everybody and everybody can say, well, the rich don't pay all these taxes, blah, blah, blah. Really? Because somehow, some way, a certain tax class pays 70% of all of the tax that are out there. And there's a lot of majority of the folks that don't pay any tax, right?
Yeah.
And so let's stop beating around the damn bush, right? And just say, here's the deal, right? Like all of us need to get together and say, I mean, man, we've just gotten we're so unhealthy, right? It's kind of like America's finally stepping on the scale and we're 120 pounds overweight. Right? And now it's not like, hey, all you have to do. I'm not picking on you, Brinkman. All we have to do.
A weight. He just said.
I didn't say.
Hell, he's not.
I did not say your name. You picked on yourself.
Wow, I was 50
I'm
pounds
not
overweight.
picking on you, Brinkman, as he eyes me like I'm.
I was looking over here. But anyways,
right.
But at the end of the day, you can't step on the scale and be so unhealthy and not think things are going to get worse before they get better. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
Like you said, I know dairies that they have people here for 6 months, like on a Visa card, and they are generational families with this one dairy, and they just rotate, right? And they're doing it the right way to the point. They're on like the third generation. The dad flew down to Mexico a number of times to go visit their whole family and see they've built them like 12 houses, right? Yeah. They're doing it the right way. They're not trying to circumvent. They're doing it. And it's
I think that's the key. But I wanted to reel us in just for 1 second. I have a really good question.
Yes, you had your hand raised. And then you were writing down like, doo, 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 doo.
Well, yeah, you started. I mean, you said we all had a vision or a goal when we were younger. So I was just thinking, like, what was in little Brinkman's mind when he was a little 10, 12-year-old boy? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, when I was 12 years old, I was mad that I had to go to school because I had a 76 Cutlass I wanted to sell to somebody. So, I was kind of upset about that.
How old? Got you in the car business.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, yeah.
I'm probably going to get myself in trouble here because of my
views. Get in line. Join the club here.
But you got to answer the question.
This is the greatest country in the world.
It's not even close.
And, here's what if you walk over an imaginary line in North Korea, they shoot you. Same with Iran, Iraq. I mean, they just shoot you.
Yeah.
You don't get the...
You don't have rights. Like
you don't have rights.
Certain rights that certain sexes don't even have a right.
You look at some of these Eastern European countries. Well, your dad was a welder, therefore you are going to be a welder. You don't have a choice. That's what you're going to do.
Right.
I mean, anybody can be anything in this country.
I think the biggest thing is we have to get back to what this country was founded on. a little bit of the American dream where it's not given, it's earned, but it's done the right way, right? I mean, the handouts have to stop, and that's for everyone. And it doesn't matter race, it doesn't matter ethnicity. I don't care where you're from. You got to work for it, right? And then just pay what you got to pay, and there's an opportunity to get there. There's a lot of jobs out there.
And there's no doubt in my mind that fraud exists in Wisconsin, Western Wisconsin, St. Clair County.
Everywhere.
I mean, there's fraud everywhere. But $1 billion. $1 billion. So what is it they say?
I thought it was upwards about 9.
9, they said.
What do they say? If you take $3,300 a day and flush it down the toilet, in 1 year you go through $1 million. To go through $1 billion, you have to do that every day for 1,000 years. I think is what they say. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, I just think what you look at what that Nick Shirley and that Dave guy, and I mean that's what this all sparked, right? But some of it is like, well, what I struggle with is when they talk about it, and it's a daycare center, and there's no kids there. Or the transportation companies now, they haven't moved in months. Like, to me, that's where, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't care what side you are on. Like, even Tim Walz, the guy could have just said, holy smokes, something's wrong, we're diving in. But instead, some of these people are doubling down and like, that's not fair. It's like,
TDS.
I mean, like, what are we doing here, guys? It's not that hard, right? I mean, it's like, you can't go and produce a child's name, or there's this place is registered for 118 kids, and there's no kid stuff.
Think of where we all work, right? Like, like
I'm
like insurance. Like insurance fraud is a big thing. But take Anderson. Say you had somebody pulling out thousands of dollars at Anderson in fraud. That get caught right away.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why? How does this happen? Is my question.
Yeah, I think that's what
I'm telling you. Anything that the government does, for the most part, is extremely ineffective.
What I don't
and inefficient,
and ineffective. It's awful.
One of the things that I caught from this Nick Shirley stuff is where the other guy that was with them, they're like, this address, which is like a suite in an apartment building, has 18 different daycares operating out of it. Or how can somebody at the state of Minnesota didn't like go, ¿Qué pasa? I mean, literally, how do you not figure out something there?
Let's back up. Okay, let's take this, right? And I just talked about BMWs and Audis at a mosque, right? And we talk about fraud. Let's back up the tax train for 2 seconds. And Keith probably doesn't want to hear this from Vital Systems, but can you imagine if they went to a straight 30% sales tax across the board? At least we're getting 30% of our money back from the Smallians when they buy a stinking BMW, right? Like, then you're paying tax on what you want to buy.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad that there's people out there that are absolutely taking advantage of the system, because you know what?
It was put in place for good.
That's all systems that have been put in place for good.
And I think the one thing, like you've kind of said, like your friend down there had no problems with Somalians. And again, part of it is, I guarantee you, there's a Somalian somewhere doing everything right.
And now he's going to get stereotyped.
And that's not fair.
Stereotyped.
And that is not fair. But at the other, if you want to look at the other perspective of that, well, then the fact that this fraud happening right now is heavily pointed towards that group. But it's not fair either way.
And you can't tell me that there isn't a daycare in northern Minnesota from some white guy that is doing the exact same thing.
And they'll get caught based off this.
He's probably going like, we're just going to slide out of this business right now.
Yep, I would hope so.
All right, we should move on.
Yeah, we should move on, because I think I just got a text. And
we don't dive in real deep very often.
They just said, literally, you guys have not harassed Brinkman one time yet.
Enough.
Was that on our...
And by the way,
and you know what?
I was not...
That was... Oh, my gosh. That was from Brinkman's mom.
How'd she get your phone number?
Well, that's a different story. That's how I got the...
Maybe some week we'll have to do like a Facebook Live when we do one of these.
Hey, the Vital System Stat of the Week. What do you got, boys?
Oh, the Vital System Stat of the Week? Hey, there's a team that is 16-0. Hoosiers! And they won us some money. Not as much as we could have.
Not enough. They couldn't cover. Jeez, come on, boys. 7.5 in a championship game? That's a lot.
That's a lot
on their opponent's home field.
Yes.
Basically, yes.
That was...
Talk about Vegas, though, having the... they're like, oh, yeah, the Hoosiers are that good.
Yeah.
Going into that game.
Yeah,
they had
got it right.
They
got it right,
and it was only 2 points, right? I mean, it was close. Just had to score a couple one more touchdown, right? And I thought the last drive, because they were going to score, I thought they were going to get there. I really did. And why are you doing that?
I'm just sitting here.
Okay.
Mendoza's younger brother today entered the transfer portal.
He must have read the writing on the wall.
Well, they
just got the number one guy to come in.
So here's the deal, too, though, with talking about that national championship. It went back to the semifinals. So they always show Mendoza's mom, who has MS, and the dad. But the aunt now is rich and famous, basically. Have you seen her? I mean, she's a looker. So she has instantly became... famous. Well, I just read it. I mean, and then they were showing her nonstop last night. And then what about the deal about the Miami big super fan?
I don't know.
The porn star.
Really?
Sorry, I have it on.
I bet you do.
I had to look her up. It was a TikTok, and the guy didn't say it. Abella Danger.
Abella Danger, and they said something about the guys. The cameraman scanned as they said something about that Miami, that they didn't have a shot there, and they go right to her. And they said, that was an inappropriate.
It was a TikTok where the guy was going, the camera guy and the producer are going to get fired today.
Yep. Because the announcers literally said,
and then he didn't say, I'm like, who is this person? I have no clue. That's why I looked it up. It was pretty funny.
And they literally said, it was Miami doesn't have a shot on that or something, and they went to her.
You know what the best part is? The comments in the TikTok. The guy was like, high five myself, no friends. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, she's a looker. So, how many times? What do you think? I mean, you've seen some of her action films, haven't you?
I have no idea who she is. Absolutely no idea whatsoever. What about Cignetti? What about Cignetti last night? It took him till they doused him with the stuff, but he did smile. I thought that was pretty good.
Of course he smiled.
And then when he did his post-game press conference, he talked about how he just had the best damn tasting beer he'd ever had in his life. Yeah.
And then they're like, what are you going to do next? I'm going to have another.
I love him.
Dan Campbell.
Sig.
He has.
We should have our Sig. We should have a Sig that we used to have Campbell. We should maybe have Sig.
I actually
think.
think
get him. Let me make some phone calls.
Get that look.
Right now in all of football, he is the best persona coach.
There's zero doubt.
I love his philosophy. I saw a couple interviews with Cuban, and Cuban's like, I went to Cignetti. He told me what he needed. He told me how he was going to work if I did X, Y, Z. But I thought about this as I was out walking the dog today.
Is that what you call it now?
Yeah. Not what he does. And what's interesting about this is I want, because you're both Wisconsin fans, Badger fans. So the one thing that Cuban has talked about in Cignetti and a couple others is it's not about chasing every 5-star.
Right.
It's about chasing the right fit, the right quarterback, the one that's hot or the one that's developed into a 5-star, but has the good attitude. And why I say that is because that's what Wisconsin used to do with how they recruited, right? They'd always go after a 2 or 3 that somebody else didn't get. They would develop him 2 years down the road. Jimmy Leonard, guys like that, right?
Yep.
The Watt brothers, develop them, get him as a 2 or 3, develop him to a 4 or 5. Now Cignetti is going and finding guys that were 3 or 4 that are now elevated, paying them versus the 5-star. Yes.
Are we in middle school math class? They keep raising their hand.
Because you used to do it.
How did this work out for you? Because you used to go for 2 or 3s all the time, and then you ended up with one that wasn't.
Jesus.
But she did.
Oh, my God. Listen to you idiots. I don't know why. Oh, you pick on me all the time, Brinky.
All right, we got to move on, boys.
Yes, we do. We got to get through this.
Are we going to do anything? Do we want to talk about the last time Brinkman milked a cow?
No, we're not going to talk
no
about that.
milking cows this time.
If anybody wants to know about that, please ask them.
We got some Tiger Sports to talk about.
Hey, so Newts and Oz, the Tigers are always on it. Newts and Oz is in downtown Richmond. Got to see Newts and Oz last night.
Yes, they had the championship games on. It was awesome.
Did they have the basketball game on?
Yes, they had Richmond versus St. Croix Central. Really, it's kind of an interesting week here for the schedule for for Richmond. Now, obviously, Tuesday night we got some home games, but we're cutting this Tuesday night, so we're not going to talk about them.
I got them right here.
Really, the only thing we're going to have Friday night will be boys basketball against Rice Lake. That's a home game, but other than that,
wrestling
on the 22nd.
Yep,
so that's Thursday.
Girls tonight.
Yeah, that's
hockey
a Hudson
tonight.
Wrestling.
Again, we won't post this until Wednesday.
Yeah, we got boys.
Hey, everybody, go to Newts and Oz's last night to watch girls basketball.
No, you got boys basketball on Friday, like you said. I gotta get through the Spartan stuff. Sorry.
Hey, guess what? The Western Wisconsin Stars will have only played 12 hours before we on Justin Livestream before this gets posted. The hell.
Now you're picking on Moose. Yeah. What did he do? We talked about the girls last week.
I didn't say anything about girls basketball.
I was just reminding them that they will be on tonight. I know they will be on down there.
Yeah, why are you picking on me?
It's not about, we got to tell everybody that it'll be on last night.
Hey, I have an idea. Go to Newts and Oz's. Before you go to Newts and Oz's, check out justinlivestream.com.
There you go.
Perfect.
Zach has our schedule down to a T with links. So if you can't make it to Newts and Oz's to watch the game and have a beverage and a pizza, just click on it right from your phone.
Yeah, and if you don't want to be down there at the same time Brinkman is, just find out when he's crabby, because that's when he ends up there, because he's crabby right now.
All right, let's move on to some Tiger sports.
Hey, a couple things. Western Wisconsin Stars ranked number 2 in the state. Last week they beat number 3 ranked St. Croix Fusion. There is a rematch for that actually tonight. So
in Somerset.
That game will be.
On Justin Livestream, but it's too late to listen.
Yeah, exactly, because Gibby won't get this posted till noon tomorrow. Let's be honest.
If you're lucky.
Kind of a big one here that we should probably
let's dive
talk
into
about for. So last night after practice, Tiger hockey coach John Larson announced to the guys that he was stepping away from the rest of the season. I know for a fact he was asked if he had cancer. He said no.
Well, that's good.
But so I exchanged text messages today with the athletic director, and he basically told me that associate head coach Ryan Kelly will take the reins for the rest of the season. It is a personal health issue with Coach Larson is dealing with. After this season is done, they will decide how they're going to go after that. So Coach Larson is done for the season. Richmond has 8 games left in hockey. They are currently, I believe, 6-9. If I looked at that correctly today, I was trying to do some seeding. They're fighting really right now to get one home game in the playoffs. It looks like they really could be the 8th seed in their section. So tonight, in fact, in 10 minutes, I got to leave to get to the rink to announce tonight's game. Yes. But after Tuesday night, Richmond only has 2 more home hockey games in the season.
They had a few right away, but then
and then they've got 8 games left or whatever, and so only 2 of those are at home. So your chances to get out and see the Tigers at the Tiger Den are certainly coming down. But obviously, I'm going to say nice things about Coach Larson. I think he's a great guy. I think that he brought us a state. He was the head coach for a state championship team,
second place.
Yeah, and a state runner-up. So my thoughts and prayers go out to him.
And he's been on the podcast before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Twice. Once as a running back coach.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just think about him. Without him, where would Trandell be?
What does Gibby call it? Running back you.
Yeah, running back you.
So, anyways, that'll be decided. Tigers have a makeup home game tonight against the Menominee Mustangs. Even I, still like to say Indians sometimes, but I got to go Menominee Mustangs.
Right. And speaking of Friday, though, I was talking to Coach Allen last night at the boys' game. They have 3 games playing tonight and then Friday, but these I don't know. Probably won't even get Friday in because they'll probably cancel school because it's cold. So it's
a high of 13 below.
Yeah. They're going to probably cancel school.
For sure.
That's my guess.
So,
high at 13, that's during the day.
Yeah, that's the high.
When you wake up, it's going to be like negative 20. This is crazy, you guys. And I know you guys give me a hard time about being
No, I'm with you on this weather.
Boy,
Let's not.
But I'm telling you, this
Our bodies aren't meant for this.
There's something wrong with us. Why we live in a place like this. it's
pretty warm down
slightly
here in
ridiculous,
Brinkman's
actually.
I
basement.
think it's nice. And guess what? They may close down schools. We may have a huge sale. The largest sale in the history of the company might be Friday at Loopy and Ford in Baldwin,
Really?
Wisconsin. Well, why not? What the heck? I'm telling you guys, every time it gets cold like this, somebody comes in and says, if this truck will start, I'm buying it.
Oh,
Well,
Have you ever?
as I say, cars break down when it's cold too.
Yes, absolutely.
And you'll give them a good deal, right? So stop down at Loopy and Ford. Oh, they're not. Did they watch the podcast?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully
All right,
not.
let's move on. What do you guys?
Because just think if we hold on, just
hit the
think if we,
basketball.
just
Let's
think if we would have talked
Yeah.
about this Melkin thing. Basketball girls did. Boys played last night. It was a great game. Fun to watch. Again, second time or third time. Now.
Go.
Yeah, they go. I talked to Coach Allen last night. I said, "Can you just keep a lead?" I mean, it was 11-point lead. Next thing I turn around, they're down 3. And then instantly, like within a minute, they're back up. I mean, but it's the shooting, right? They don't stop shooting the threes, and they nailed a couple. He brings energy. That Panthers were tired. I did talk to a father I know from the St. Croix Panthers Central team. He was really entertained by our coach. Thought, he's hearing good things. They got a good team. They got some guys that can jump out of the gym, but man, our boys can run.
Yeah.
Nick Stelright had a great game, and
Good.
And Landa he found his 3-point range again. I know
He's
he
a
hit
leading
6.
scorer.
He hit 6 of them last night, and
We were
towards the end of the game. Sorry, we're up by 3. It's like minute 30. You can start waiting, getting fouled. No, Preston he turned, shot 3, missed. Next guy got it, shot another one. They just Coach Allen sticks to the stats and the numbers, and it is what it is.
It's like going for it on fourth down.
yeah, and it works, man.
Yep.
It's a percentage.
It's
game,
fun. Girls fell last Friday to Chippewa Falls. I know the previous, the boys won on Friday as well. They held their Chippewa's leading scorer to 0 points, I think, in the first half.
wow.
So face guarded him the whole time. That's something Coach Allen does do with depending on the players. And I heard it was intense, but that's how he is.
It's fun. That was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Fun to call. Me and Jess called that game, and it was, like you said, they face guarded him, 0 points, leading score. He ended up with 14 or 12 or something like that. But you start, you put Dane Lease and Brecken Posel on him.
Yeah.
Posel's not going to give you much on offense, right? And
Right.
but boy, you put him on defense to give like Lease a break and stuff like that. His feet are so quick, so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? And when you play 10 guys, talking to Wolf, he goes, if this is the style of our basketball games, he's like, I have to start the JV about 15 minutes earlier. Because this varsity games aren't starting till about 7:25 or 7:30. Because the JV games go longer because there's so many fouls.
Oh.
You're playing 10 guys, right? And you're aggressive. You're aggressive on defense.
Sure.
You're getting fouls all the time. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Stop the clock.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, and again, we will be. This will get cut tomorrow, but we will be tonight watching one of the premier basketball players.
Can't talk about tonight.
Well, you get so mad about it. One of the most premier players in the state of Wisconsin, Adeline Shepley out of Rice Lake, who's going to UW-Madison on a full ride. Basketball will be in, averaging about 27 points a game, and she'll be fun to watch tonight.
I just pulled this up here. I found this really interesting. For the Tigers, your leading scorer averaging 9 points a game, sophomore Kendra Christensen.
Out.
Do you guys know who the
She's out.
number
She get
2 scorer this year is for the Richmond Tiger girls?
G money?
G money.
Yep.
Really?
That would be Graceland Scribner.
Coming off the bench,
She is a
right?
freshman,
Yep.
Yeah, she did
probably
last time I saw
averaging 7.3
her.
points a game.
That's awesome. It's great.
That's
Because
awesome.
Kendra's out. Kendra's out tonight again, and she's
What
out.
happened?
She's got a compression fracture in her back.
Ugh.
So out anywhere, I've been told 1 to 7 months. 1
Really?
week. They don't know. Talked to her mom this week. It's all about just staying off it, healing, but it
Just
hasn't been reacting the way they need it.
Kind of landed wrong.
I think she was skiing, fell. Just a bummer. I know that family likes to ski, and a lot of people do. Just fell. So.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah, it's nothing you can do. I mean,
Back to skiing. When my brother played high school basketball in North Dakota, the coach made you sign something that you would not go skiing.
So one story, and then we'll get out of this.
Yeah, we gotta go.
My high school senior year, we were in Turtle Lake. We had a pretty good team. I go in, and I can't remember. I stole the ball. I turned, do a spin move. I get pushed from behind. I go down. I land, and I felt something. I get up and I look. My finger was like that. Yeah. So I go over to the sidelines. I go, Coach, something's wrong. He turns. He looks, and the doctor came out, put it back in. I had to go, and I get stitches. Well, the next day was our
Stitches? What'd you
You
break?
got stitches?
Yeah, I believe it was not good.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't. I don't remember what out, but I mean it was broken. So I was out for about 3 weeks. Yeah, it was the wrong way. It was literally.
Well, I did that too in college, but it was just pulled out of socket.
Oh no,
so
it was
like laying
this
across
one was. So the next day though was a normal trip that every year the seniors go, and they're the chaperones for the 8th grade ski club. So there I am walking in with a splint on. And what did I do? All 5 of the starters went on the ski trip after I got hurt. Yeah, coach was not happy. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" Especially you, Scribner. And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. My hand was fine." But it's just kind of funny. You don't think about it, but it's also just kids got to be kids, too.
How many times did you hear that in your life? Especially you, Scribner.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Brinkman in the basement. So
hey, before we head out here, I would like to give a shout out to UW River Falls offensive lineman DJ Fox, big number 77.
He's leaving.
He's getting some money. He's going to James Madison. Good for him.
JMU.
Nice.
Good for him.
That's awesome. All right,
That's
a fun cast again, and we'll be back on next week. We are going to get some officials on, Josh Klinger and Cole Tappy. We're hoping next week, probably a couple weeks now. He has a conflict, but I was excited for that because I had a couple questions I wanted to ask him just off of last night's game. But, hey, we got some good stuff going.
And I had brought up to Scribner, this is your expression. We're going to try and get Jess Comro on.
Yeah, I love that.
So you can put a face to the name.
And we got to get Ella back on. I thought Ella was going to be back on this week or something.
I think it's next week.
That's on Brinkman.
Yeah.
Next week, I'll be here.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Hey, anything better to like having Jess if he's gone? Oh, just think how good this set will look then. Woo! All right. Not enough picking on you, buddy, but we love you.
And I do want to be loud and clear. When I was saying America was out of weight, it had nothing to do with you. I just want to make sure that you understand.
I don't believe you.
I would never say that stuff.
I wouldn't either.
I would never.
Good.
I would never. You look slim and trim.
I'm
buffed.
just saying.
You're a stud, man.
My whole point to that was things are going to get worse before they get better. And that's just what it is, right?
All right, boys.
Not everybody has the abs like Moose does. I'm Scrib.
And I'm Gib.
I'm Brink.
And we got Moose
on the loose with the abs.
It's more like, on the ab machine.